What's going on, guys? My name's CLFurlong and welcome to the channel. We're all about running, lifestyle and everything in between, and today we are talking about the what sold for this week. It's been a pretty good week, actually, an average week, meaning we're double than last week because last week was the worst week I had done. So numbers are back up, which is pretty good. We're going to jump into the top 5 sold items. We'll give you a bit of a glimpse of the summary of numbers and all that jazz, and then we'll do a bit of an update on the 100k revenue. So let's get into it. So first up was this Star Wars Jedi Prince series. Now, this one's a bit diluted just because I actually purchased this years ago and it wasn't intended to resell, but I did pay $36 for this back when I did purchase it. And what's cool about this, it's my first international sale and I was able to sell this for $138.97 with an $86.83 profit. Now that's after fees. And I didn't have to pay postage on this because it went international, so they paid postage. So a nice big profit of $138.97. Yeah, now these books were basically mint. They were kind of sealed as well, so that's why the value was so high. But to think, I purchased these about 3-4 years ago for $36 and I was able to flip them for $138. Wow. Item number 2. Now this one, pretty cool. I actually picked this up from Facebook Marketplace. I paid a total of $30 for this Bubblegum Tokyo or Bubblegum Crisis DVD set. It's out of print, which makes it a bit more, wanted, or an item that people are chasing for. Good thing about this was, once again, I purchased it from Facebook Marketplace, so it's just, just trying different things. Now, I was able to sell this for $99.97, and after fees, postage, all that jazz, we came out with a nice profit of $44.47. Number 3, so these books, 14 Star Wars book, a bit of a bulk collection, no cost for these ones, because basically they were from my own personal collection that I collected ages ago, knowing that I'm not going to keep collecting them, and just moving them along. So I was able to sell these at $69.97. After fees, postage, all that jazz, we were able to come out with a profit of $37.29. Item number 4. Now this one's pretty cool because I picked this up from, I think it was a Salvos or Vinnie somewhere. Now these books, they had some nice sleeves on them. They were 3 Stormlight archive books, which was a series. Didn't know anything about them, but I saw them, looked them up, did the research on the spot, and saw that they were going for some good dollars. Now I paid $10.89 for these, did sell them for $55 after fees, expenses, came out with a nice $22 profit, so can't complain. Item number 5. So this one, I picked up this toy, Doomsday toy, Batman Superman villain toy. Wasn't that much, I only paid around $2 for it, and was able to sell it for $39.95. After fees and postage, I was able to come out with another $23 into my pocket. And you got to keep an eye out for some of these different action figure toys because they really do sell if you put the research into them. Alright, so in terms of a total summary of the week, we have done a total sold revenue of $687.83, coming out with a profit of $332.60. So a nice margin of around 48%. And then what's good to note is purchase price or cost of goods. We've spent $120.80 almost, averaging out to be $7.55 per item. So some interesting numbers there. Once again, it's important that people understand this and you can and get a bit of a perspective. Now also on screen, you are seeing a pie chart of the different items that I did sell. So the total items of each category, type, whatnot, DVDs, clothes, bric-a-brac, books, etc. So you can just get a bit of an idea of the total quantity that I am selling and where my categories are actually bringing in the amount of sales. Now, of course, you can look at this from a profit perspective, you can look at this from a revenue perspective and all that jazz, but for now, that's just a breakdown. If you would like to see something different, do let me know. So all in all, pretty good week, pretty interesting. It's always nice to be able to reflect and review on seeing what's working, what's not working. Now, we did have a bit of a flop of an item, and we're going to jump straight into that now. So this one was a set of 8 D-Bot Squad books. Now, I had picked these up from ages ago, probably actually back in January. Now, what I thought, I actually got these pretty good. Turns out, didn't get them that good of price. Ended up purchasing them for around $13. Now, I had them sitting, at a sales price of around, I wanted $30. Now, I did have an offer on these, and after back and forth, I set it at 22 just because I just want to get them moved. Just want to move them along, right? And I think that's important to also know when to cut your losses or know when things aren't necessarily going to shuffle. Now, of that price, nothing else is really, there wasn't any other suggestion of why they would there wasn't any suggestion that it was going to sell for more. I just figured let's just move the stock along, get some money back, and we did make a loss of around $2.66. So a bit of annoying, but you know, it does happen, and I think it's important to understand that you're not always going to get what you expected, and sometimes you need to go through the lessons. So yeah, a bit of a flop for me. If I had picked these up for a bundle of, you know, $1 or, you know, $5 or $2 or something, it might have been a bit worth it, but unfortunately didn't work out as I planned. So yeah. All right, let's check out the 100K revenue and see how we are tracking. So in terms of revenue, at the point in time of doing this, we are at day 96. Now we are at $8,534.51. So we have a very, very long way to go. Now to be even hitting the numbers that I want, I need to be stepping it up big time. And there is a huge chance, a likely chance, that I'm not even going to hit this number by the end of the year. However, I'm going to push towards it, go towards it, because we never know what's going to change in terms of sometimes we're going to hit some big items and some weeks are going to be small as well. So I'm going to keep progressing, keep pushing towards it, and see what we can do. So that's this week's in terms of what's sold, and I really do appreciate you being here. Now, stay tuned because that video of the Excel and the data that I'm tracking is coming, but I wanted to give you guys a bit of a view of, you know, what are the numbers I'm actually tracking. And I think it comes down to the most important things to me is understanding how much are you paying for your items, you know, how much is your postage, how much are your fees, and how much is your profit, and of course understanding your margin, how many days these things are sitting, and you know, what's the cycle of sales. These are all very important numbers. Now I've popped these up on screen so you can kind of have a bit of a sneak peek and have an understanding. Now I'm tracking these on a weekly basis and a monthly basis. The reason why I do that is just to see how things are tracking and what's changing. Now it is also important to understand your numbers just so you can see where things aren't working out. Now that I've got 90 days worth of data, I can start to see, has my postage come down? Has my fees come down? Has my costs gone up, or are my costs coming down? Whatever it may be, to understand how that is calculating out, or I guess resulting in terms of a change of profit versus, you know, am I actually going up or am I going down? Because you could sell less items but have better profit, or you could sell lots more items but maybe not have the profit you're looking for. These are all things to keep an eye out and to be looking for. But once that Excel sheet comes out, stay tuned, because this will help you show you how I do it and why I do it that way, and maybe it's something that you can take on too. Really do appreciate you being here, and of course make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle. Ciao.